This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for February 3rd, 2023. It's currently January 5th, 2023, 10:13 p.m. Eastern Time. The overall theme and behavior for the day, we have a decision between two leaders that's highlighted, and it's possible there's a holding pattern. A lot of the time, that's a holding pattern with like a pop and drop at the end in a lot of cases takes place, but there's a trade around this decision between two leaders. We saw it here at the end of the day, so now it's going to have some sort of like impact on the market the following day. Behavior around the highest high, we have this establishment of support on a one-day kind of scale, or one-day chart kind of scale. There's an establishment of support and then a prominent move to the upside to reach the high, at which point we establish a higher support level. um, Behavior around the lowest low. We have a decline that increases with momentum moving forward into the low. It is nullified, however, meaning that either we don't see the decline at all, or we see behavior, other chart behavior that renders the decline and the low irrelevant somehow. I'm advised to trade around multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. And before we go any further, guys, I just want to make sure everybody understands the rule of karma. Super important, guys. When you profit from this information, this is not something that you want to put off, because it'll drastically impact your ability to make money from this information. As soon as you make money from this information, what you should do is take 5% of that, pay it forward to the universe. Maybe if you see like a homeless person, like drop $5 by them or something like that. Doesn't matter if it's a dollar, doesn't matter if it's $100,000. Like figure out a way to pay it forward to like a charity or something like that, you know. And then another 5% of the profits back to the channel. That's how we continue to be able to exist and move forward and put out this content. Plus, wouldn't you like to be able to get a little piece of being right all the time? I'm not right all the time, but I mean, I'm not trading so that I can be non-biased in my interpretations for you. So I'm very thankful for all of you that follow that rule of karma. The way that you would do that is go to the website tarotfortraders.com, click on the resources tab, and then do it through PayPal or Cash App are the easiest ways. All right, so in the pre-market, we have a decline from a support level down to another support level. Then we rotate sideways along that support. Looks like there's some sideways fluidity right around the open. That could either be a big price swing or it could be a narrow range along key support, but it'll be like an equal amount of bulls and bears. So like if it's a price swing, it's usually like back to where it started. You just kind of like get an overall sideways movement. There's a notable reversal around the first half hour, like really early in the day. Notable reversal there. And it looks like it's to the upside, so we have a move higher, and then we turn around and we decline back down. And then there's something on the news probably between like 10 and 11 o'clock, having to do with like something to do with legislation or litigation, law. It'll be like a male ruler of nations. There's also going to be volatility and probably a fast sudden move higher at the end of that volatility to like a failed attempt to break through resistance. There's a trade opportunity in the midst of that as well. And then we have also a pretty notable decline just before we hit midday, a notable decline followed by a notable rally. This is all notable on a one-day chart kind of scale. A notable rally midday where that rally will offer an opportunity to open up a short position. It's a notable rally, guys. Significant rally. Unicursal hexagram definitely has something, gives it extra gravitas. It's the third. On the third, we hit the highest high price level on the one-day chart. So there's a notable trade opportunity to open up a short position here around this high, which you could either have done here in the midst of this fast sudden move higher, or again midday. We do some sideways rotation along a key support level between like in the early afternoon, and that sideways rotation ends with a fast sudden move higher another failed attempt to break through key resistance on the scale of a 1-day chart, and then a sideways S formation. So we decline from resistance down to a key support. We reverse, go all the way back to key resistance, and then reverse, go all the way back to that support again. Creates like a sideways S within a channel, either horizontal or at an angle. My sense is that it's probably at an angle in this case. And don't get confused. I notate this at last hour, the full card, as a high correlator to the month, to the across time frame congruency to the month's high. But that doesn't mean that the high is here at the end of the day. It means that the card appears in the same reading in most cases as where the high is. I think the high is midday, but notable move at the end of the day. Yeah, to the downside through multiple support levels. There might be a little like poke higher through resistance and then back down right around the close, but more selling around the close. And then it looks like the following day we open higher. There's a prominent move higher, and followed by a full retracement of that move back down to where that big move to the upside started. I just want to double check and make sure in my notes that that's a move higher. Yeah, it's a move higher. All right, guys. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Anything you do like that will help support the channel. And most importantly, don't forget about that rule of karma every single time, my friends. So important. I'll see you guys on the next one.